Hey guys, Future Xepher here. I'm just letting you guys know that me and Sleek had a couple of audio technical difficulties during the recording. It was very difficult to make it sound fairly natural, and we unfortunately did not have time to go back and record a second session. So I did the best I could fixing it, and I hope you guys enjoy. Hey, what is up guys? Xepher here, bringing you another video.
What's going on, guys? It's Sleek here, back with Xepher for a glass cannon and eHP build video for our 2-week progress.
So, after about 2 weeks, let's start off with our lifetime coins here. I'm just about at 1 billion lifetime.
Just crossed over 500 million myself today.
Yeah, stones are getting up there too. I'm at a 127 lifetime.
110 here, measly 110. Something I'll go ahead and talk about, just get out of the way here. When we started this series, I had a very busy day with beginning of the year and everything, had family in town, and I actually missed the first tournament of this new series. So I'm starting off a little handicapped and a little behind on stones, but we're going to try our best to catch up, and missing one tournament here shouldn't be that big a deal. So we'll see how it plays out.
Yeah, especially since copper is such little stones. Like, you only missed out on a maximum of 20 stones, so...
Yeah, I think I placed second in the first tournament I actually participated in, and I think I only brought home like 16 stones, so not too much there, but...
Yeah, I placed in third for mine. Alright, but yeah, our milestones are coming along pretty nicely. I just unlocked tier 10 a couple of days ago. I haven't run any milestones since because I've been just grinding tier 1, getting those cells and those coins.
Yeah, I've unlocked tier 10 as well here. Pushed a little bit here just to try to unlock stones to see if I could potentially get the third ultimate weapon, which we'll get into a little bit. But yeah, got to tier 10 here, and you might see the big wave difference on tier 1 here. So definitely not getting quite the amount of coins and definitely not the amount of cells as you, but we're trying the best we can over here.
Yeah, it's as we expected though. Early game I'll be able to push farther in tiers than you.
Yeah, for sure.
Let's go ahead and move right on to our labs. As Sleek said, you notice that I have everything. Currently, we both have 4 lab slots, and I currently have everything at a 1.5x boost.
Yep, I'm not able to do that, so I've been only doing game speed because this is the most important one to 1.5x. I have gotten this to speed up for 8 hours like twice, but I've basically been saving my cells just for this one because I can't really sustain more than that.
Yeah, before I was able to just keep everything going at the 1.5x, I was actually prioritizing my lab speed. Just by prioritizing the lab speed, I probably got an extra 2 or 3 levels out quicker than I should have.
Yeah, and with you prioritizing lab speed, it's kind of interesting. My lab speed's only, which obviously these levels are not really much time at all, but only about 10 levels behind you, interestingly enough.
Yeah, I've pretty much had it in since I unlocked it in the milestones. But yeah, I figure we can go ahead and scroll through our history here.
Yeah, this would be interesting to see where our labs have differed.
Yeah, you'll notice a couple of labs are very similar, like for instance game speed and a little bit of lab speed, but I'm focusing more on the eHP as the series dictates, and he is focusing a little bit more on his attack stuff, so why don't you go ahead and explain what you're working on right now.
So I'll just scroll back to the very beginning and kind of talk about where my thought process was a little bit since it's relatively close. So obviously we're going to start with game speed, right? Attack speed for me, quick and easy. These levels only take like 12 seconds. Cash bonus, my thought process with that is getting project funding. More cash sooner is more damage. And then also once we unlock the enemy, for me, enemy health level skip, for you, enemy attack level skip, being able to max those out sooner to help with runs is always better. Points per kill bonus, self-explanatory. First couple levels here is just kind of what you can slot in. So I'll scroll up here, you know, level 8 there. We're still really in the level 1s and 2s here, so don't really think these things kind of need explained. And then, you know, I've obviously working on more attack speed, more critical factor, and then range here because I did range the first couple levels here because I unlocked the orbs in the workshop, and I wanted it to be right at my orbs to be right at the end of my range for a blender type of build, so that when the enemies took knockback, they'd be getting killed by the orbs. So that was the thought process behind that. Orb speed, you know, faster, getting more enemies away from my tower, so they're not shooting my tower and killing me quicker because of my low health. Ranged enemies specifically, when it comes to that, the ranged were just kind of picking me off, so getting that worked on. Unlock perks, obviously, standard perk bonus, got that up to level 5. Waves required, just going to try and get that to level 21 as quick as possible, get that lab done and over with. Damage, working on for tournaments. Same with crit factor, attack speed, just kind of got my light speed shots as well. Band perks, That's going to be a priority as well because helps get your runs kind of on a more consistent pace there. Garlic Thorns, you die from vampires right at a wave 1,000, if not shortly after. So Chain Lightning Shock, working on that for tournaments as well. Going to be getting into Chain Lightning Shock Chans and Chain Lightning Shock Multiplier. Yeah, that's kind of why I've worked on my labs. How about you?
So yeah, I'm pretty much the same. I actually, in the very beginning, focused slightly different than you. I actually got level 1 in everything that I could, and then finished off game speed. Then I just started throwing coins into whatever I could really afford. So I started working on dabs, game speed, health, starting cash. I didn't go too far into starting cash because it's really not worth it. But that extra little boost for the very beginning of the game is very helpful. Started on coins per wave. Also not going to take that very far. Did a little bit of health regen, coins per wave again. I eventually started working on coin kill bonus, started getting that up there, and this is around when I started my lab speed, right when I unlocked it in the milestones, and I've had it in ever since. But yeah, we'll see, pretty much going between coin kill bonus, lab speed, and then you'll notice I unlocked a third lab, so I got stuff like defense absolute still going, buy multiplier. I think it's very important for buy multiplier to get up to at least max, just that way you don't have to click 1,000 times when you're trying to level something up. I also unlocked perks on the about 6 days after the account was created. I started actually working on defense percent as well and standard perk bonus. I only got mine up to level 3 because it's a very expensive lab. Pretty much whenever I can really afford it, I'm throwing it in there. Started working on some defense percent, some more cash bonus. Notice the lab speed is still in there. And then for future proofing, I actually started working on some workshop defense discount and some workshop utility discount. You guys will notice here that I unlocked Death Wave as one of my first 2 ultimate weapons. So I got Death Wave coin bonus going up. Here is the utility workshop discount that I was talking about. And I started working on Golden Tower. Spoiler, my first 2 ultimate weapons were Golden Tower and Death Wave. Probably the most perfect start I could have gotten. Then I started just pumping more into health so that way my runs could go longer, and I just yesterday unlocked Garlic Thorns, so I got that going currently, and I'm currently up to 4.5 times speed for game speed. Just what you would basically think some necessities for the early game, and you'll notice I currently have still lab speed, game speed, health, and Garlic Thorns in. Saving up for that 5th lab slot right now.
Yeah, that's kind of how I was at the very, very beginning. How you mentioned you just basically threw in whatever you could afford, and that's kind of how I was with starting cash right here as well. I didn't really touch on it, but you'll notice everything down here is level 1, level 2, level 3, just the really super quick and easy labs. I did basically everything besides any health labs at all, so I don't think I noticed any attack speed or anything on yours besides light speed shots. So just so everyone knows, like the general consensus on last episode was we can work on labs that are going to benefit the tower because like glass cannon has to be able to have a tank at least a shot or 2, right? And EHP needs attack speed to knock back enemies away from their tower, which is going to help them in defense, right? So we've come to the conclusion that we're allowed to work on labs, but we're not allowed to go like overboard on them and rely on certain aspects, right? But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to literally try and keep these as low as possible for as long as possible and just see what happens. That's the point of this, is just to have fun, experiment, and just see what happens. So for personal reasons and just personally see what happens, I'm going to keep these at level 1. So at the very beginning when I could afford these, like 30 coins for 12 seconds, like I could have done these. I just didn't want to because I want to see what happens.
Yeah, and I'm also going to pretty much do the same. I'm not going to touch attack speed until I pretty much have to. Even on my main account, my attack speed's only like level 40 or something like that, and I'm definitely not going to bring this account higher than that ever. But for now, as long as possible, until I absolutely need to, I'm not going to be putting anything into attack speed.
Okay, awesome. That's really good to hear because I know you had talked about that like before we even started the series. So I'm not gonna lie, I was a little worried that you were gonna kind of lean into the attack speed to help keep things off of you and be able to tank things more. So I'm glad to hear that you're gonna try and keep them as low as possible for till it's absolutely necessary.
Yeah, definitely. It kind of against the spirit to do it. I mean, like, yeah, we're allowed to, and it is needed, but it's not needed right now, so I'm not going to touch it. And one last thing before we do end up moving on to our workshop. So, super important for early game, as he was talking about working on perks, is standard perk bonus. That is the most effective lab for us to be working on right now, other than game speed, because it's econ, it's health, it's damage. So, it is one of the most high priority labs for us both, in my opinion.
Yeah, and mine's higher than yours, sucker.
Yeah, I've been I don't know. I've just been focusing on working on that workshop.
Yeah, no, I totally get you. And you guys might notice my band perks is already finished at level 1, going to level 2. I have a job where I'm not able to really touch my phone for a majority of the day. So first priority for me is banning perks because I had a run earlier where I was 1,200 waves in and I had to end my run because I got 2 perks that were both detrimental to my wave. Like ranged enemies do, what is it, 3x damage, and I got the 12x wave cash per wave perk with no enemy kills giving cash. So it's like I completely killed my run because I wasn't able to really pick either of those because I would just basically be forfeiting the run at that point. So
I definitely think early game the cash trade off is definitely more detrimental than the damage.
yeah, I think I actually have that one. Nope, wrong thing. Where's perks? Nope. Where the heck? Oh, I'm in a run. I can't check my
Yeah, you
perks.
can't check your perks right now.
But yeah, that's the most important priority for me is getting my perks in line. So in the next couple of episodes, you guys might notice that my labs are definitely perk focused, and that's why.
Yeah, and I'm just gonna keep on pumping up my HP a little bit, and then I'm gonna start switching my priority over to perks. So yeah, how's your lab looking? Or not your lab, your workshop?
So over here in the damage department, I'm sitting at about 221 in my damage investment. Everything else is pretty much maxed out besides the really expensive ones like crit factor. Got it as close as I can to max. Damage per meter, got it right about halfway, which is when the price really jumps up. Bounce shot range, as you can see, is really, really expensive for me right now. Health is at 225, so I think, yeah, just barely above damage, but for tier 1, it's one of those things where these two are just so important, and these levels came like before I was able to max out cash bonus, coins per kill bonus, the defense and attack upgrades. Like you just aren't able to do anything more than a couple hundred waves without health and defense absolute. So had to pump those, but now that those are up to where they are, I am focusing more into the damage on the workshop, and then health regen here is at 0, but in the rest of the defense department are looking pretty good. You got thorn damage maxed, orb speed maxed, orbs, shockwave size, shockwave frequency. So we're definitely looking good here. Besides, obviously just the really expensive things.
Yeah, I'm on the same boat there. I actually already stopped doing the turtle build, and I already moved into Blender. So I did max out the attack speed, and then just the cheap things I maxed out because my damage is low enough to where after like 200 waves, this crit chance isn't going to matter. This attack range I have out there, so that way my orbs are just barely inside with module substats. This way my blender just knocks them straight into my orbs. But I did have to put 105 levels into damage because I got a daily mission for death wave kills, and I wasn't getting any with 3 damage. So I had to put a little bit into damage, but I'm going to keep it at 105 until I need to raise it a little bit more for other event missions and stuff. Pretty much have most of the things in the attack tree maxed out. That won't really increase my damage all that much, and you're actually a little farther than me in Death Defy, but let's fix that real quick. Oh, I'm going to run. Never mind. Yeah, but I've got about 400 levels in health. I got almost 200 in health regen and 400 into my dabs, and then everything else is pretty much maxed out that's cheap. I think utility is probably where we're gonna both look very similar. Ooh, you actually don't have cash per wave or coins per wave maxed. That's interesting.
Yeah, very soon I noticed that obviously when your cash bonus gets super high, the cash per wave doesn't really matter to me specifically because like I was getting triple or even quadruple this by wave like 3. So I was putting my cash into this when I wasn't getting this per wave. But once I started making like 432 more in one wave than I was the per wave, I just stopped. And then obviously with the amount of coins that it is right now and me not making, I'm not even at half as many as you, it's just more worth it for me to invest my coins elsewhere right now until this is just peanuts, right? But for now, this is actually like a little bit like a decent chunk of my overall coins, so it's just not worth it to me to invest those coins right now.
I saw it as it's my free utility can just hit my package stuff. So I wanted to get this maxed out as quickly as possible to have as few things being hit by my free upgrades as possible.
Yeah, that's something I've actually noticed myself is like I focus on using my cash to upgrade my health and my defense absolute in a run, and because the damage has less things to max out, my damage will actually be more than the health and defense absolute, even if these are the only two things I spend all my cash in a run on. So I thought that was really interesting. And one of the things that's actually helped me with my milestone specifically is the max recovery and my package chance, because the bosses tick away your health, but then the package chance would recover a lot of that health and allowed me to get to my tier 10 milestones. That would be nice to help it sooner, to help with milestones, but it's just a little expensive for me.
Yeah, I definitely understand that. I would definitely wait until you are making just a little bit more coins per run. It is very important to get as few things for your free ups to hit as possible in the early game. That's pretty much it for the normal workshop. How are your ultimate weapons looking?
Yeah, for ultimate weapons, I got Black Hole as my first ultimate weapon here, and then the second one was Chain Lightning. Chain Lightning's definitely on brand, but not the best for early game for coins and everything like that. So when we hit 150 stones, I'm definitely hoping that we get the Golden Tower to increase our coins.
That's part of my plan. I actually got extremely lucky. My very first ultimate weapon was Golden Tower, and the second one was Death Wave. That's also part of the reason why my coins are so much higher than yours right now. And if you guys will notice, he actually has more stones currently than his lifetime stones. It does not count the stones that you purchase with medals in the event. So that's just why his stones are a little bit higher than his lifetime stones.
Yeah, actually, I didn't even pay attention to that. Let me double check.
Yeah, you have
Yeah.
110 stones earned with 115 sitting in your inventory, with 55 already being spent.
Yeah, that's kind of funny.
That'll pretty much do it for the ultimate weapons. Not much to talk about there. So let's go ahead and move on to our tournament performance. So aside from missing your first tournament, how have your tournaments been going?
First one definitely did not do quite as good as I was expecting. Only got to 123, but I kind of got really unfortunate luck in my very first tournament, because the person who was in first had a 1 year power birthday badge. So I don't know if they just forgot about the game or if they were abusing game mechanics, but
That sounds like someone who quit the game and came back with their same account.
and then this one's when I played for like 2 or 3 full days, invested them all into damage, and then whenever I came back, I just did really well.
I ended up taking third place and immediately got promoted in my very first tournament. Then I ended up taking 13th in the second with just under 100 waves, only 99. And then I think I needed 10 more waves to promote to gold. I should be promoting to gold this tournament.
It's awesome. You're definitely gonna outperform me in stone econ early on, but hopefully with my damage investment, I'll be able to overtake you after a little bit of time passes.
Yeah, I think once we both pass gold, I think you'll start to slowly start overtaking me in tournaments. Yeah, but how did you do finding a guild?
So I actually was doing a terrible job finding a guild, believe it or not. I spent about, a solid, I think it was the first 9 days or something, where I would click on the guild, I would spam join to everyone who had 28 or 29 members. I would refresh the page and do it about 10 times a day for the first 9 days, and nobody invited me. And then I recorded my progress video with Crowbar Zero, and I was like, hey man, do you happen to have anybody or know anybody that needs a guild member that's going to get their 35 boxes every single week? And he's like, actually, I know of a guild that's going through a little bit of a cleaning out of some of their old members. And he sent a message, invited me to this guild, and one of the more prominent members in the community that you guys might notice is Greeny here. So yeah, I believe that I'm in a pretty good guild that should get the 750 box every week. How about you?
I think I'm in pretty much the same spot. I went a couple of days, couldn't find a guild, and then I was like, wait a minute. I know from watching someone's progress video that they're about to kick someone. And I reached out to Ethan DX, and he gladly kicked that person who was AFK for me to join. Thank you so much, Ethan.
A little bit of a funny story there. I don't know if Ethan's going to watch this progress series video here, but I think it was 2 or 3 days after you messaged him that I had the same epiphany. I was like, wait a second. One of the people I watch on YouTube was literally about to kick out 2 people. And I was like, I could be one of them and Xepher could be the other one. So I messaged Ethan, and he was like, well, actually, Xepher filled up the last available spot. And I was like, shit. But yeah, it's funny we had the same idea, just a little bit off on our time frame of each other.
Yeah, I definitely wasn't hunting for one nearly as long, because after that second day, I was like, okay, so I need to talk to someone who I actually know, and just try to weasel my way in there. Yeah, I got lucky, and he was about to kick the person right when I asked.
Yeah, turned out to be a pretty good luck too, because even though it was the week before, whenever I joined this guild, I was able to claim all the boxes and then it reset. And as you can see, I've gotten these 2 boxes. So as much as we can, I think we have gotten pretty much as best luck as we can.
I see you went the same route and unlocked the summon chip as your first thing. Yeah, I misclicked. I meant to unlock fetch because fetch for metals, gems, and stuff I think is going to be more important. I didn't even put it in. I've had this summon chip unlocked for days and I haven't even put it in. I'm really smart.
That's funny. I don't know if you noticed it or not, but I literally just unlocked my Guardian because I hadn't gotten the box yet to be able to purchase it. So
Yeah, I'm actually about to get the fetch chip and I'm going to put that in and pump it up as much as I can.
yeah, I'll definitely be getting Fetch as well by the end of the season. I think Fetch is one of the better ones, to be completely honest, because personal preference, it's not tested, anything like that. I think the metals and the shards, sorry. The shards are one of the most important currencies in the game for modules, especially if you're going to be playing for a very, very long time. And with the addition of assist modules, it just made shards that much more important. So Fetch is one of the things that can get you the most amount of shards. And the sooner you invest in fetch and are able to get those, the more it's going to pay off later. It's just like coins. The more you invest in coins sooner, the more it pays off over the long term. This is definitely going to be one that I get because if this doesn't get reintroduced in the next guild season, it could be another 60 or 90 days before we have the chance to buy it. So
Yeah, that was my main thought of why I wanted to purchase it first, but I misclicked, so I wasn't paying attention and I just clicked the wrong one. So the shards were actually kind of an afterthought for me because early game the more important thing I think is gems and metals. So just getting that extra 10 metals and gems a day I think is very important for a new account.
yeah, for sure. The summon's not as important until you get the GT Plus to where that combo actually really makes a difference. And the reason I am so much talking about shards when it comes to fetch is because Crowbar, he's the one that had mentioned how important they were to me whenever we did our first progress video. He was hesitant to invest into summon because of how much he was interested in getting his module shards.
Yeah, but that's pretty much it. We haven't been able to unlock that much, but real quick, have you tried pulling the banners at all?
So the only modules that I've pulled personally is from the 10 free little metal things that they give you whenever you first unlock module section. I'm saving mine for the last lab slot because I think that's more important than modules. Now, I know people are going to call me crazy, but that's just kind of where my head's at. I had like 2,400 gems like 2 days ago, and I spent them trying to unlock the buy 80 cards and getting the last couple. Well, I guess I didn't finish the modules. I thought I did, but yeah, that's where most of my gems went. But I'm saving for the lab slot and not necessarily modules.
Gotcha. Yeah, I thought since I waited until the armor banner because I was like if I can just somehow pull a wormhole redirector, I'm gonna be able to 4,500 tier 1 and tier 2 very quickly. Spoiler alert: I did not get a single armor. I got an amp strike, I got a G comp, and I got an om chip with my first 10 tickets. Om chip, I'm not gonna have spotlight for who knows how long, so this is absolutely useless. But G comp, I was actually very, very happy about because of the fact that I have Deathwave and Golden Tower already. So just slightly more activation. My package chance is pathetic right now, but even every little 10 seconds that comes off will help. I was at about 1,800 gems when I was saving up for the 5th lab slot, and I was like, you know what? Screw it. I'm gonna pull the armor banner, and did not get what I wanted, but I got something out of it at least.
Yeah, especially that G comp has helped you with your cells. I mean, I know you don't have crazy elite spawn rates, but it's definitely helped you a lot more than what I'm able to get right now.
So it actually hasn't helped with cells at all yet. I haven't done any levels in the Deathwave cell bonus, and it doesn't start helping with that until you get at least one level into it. It's just the fact that I can go 3,500 to 4,000 waves every single farming run.
That makes sense, I guess, because I have the black hole coin bonus, and it's just a 1x, and it doesn't start helping until you get at least one level into it. So, yep, Deathwave cell bonus. I see it. Yep, makes total sense.
Yep. Yeah, but yeah, let's finish it up with our event. So you said you just spent.
What about cards? Let's do cards real quick.
Oh yeah, cards. I forgot about that.
So obviously with our gems here, we've done different milestones and gotten the different gems. I'll just click on the milestones real quick. You get a bunch of different gem rewards and stuff through the milestones. And so, buying card slots, unlocking lab slots, buying cards, all that stuff takes gems obviously. So where we've spent them and whatnot and how our card luck has prevailed. So I'm still sitting at 5 card slots here. Try not to spend too many, but also getting decent levels in cards so that we're able to, still progress and not hold myself back, but also be able to save enough for the lab. Because at the end of the day, once the lab's done, and then you can reinvest them. I'm only at 5 right now. My most important ones are, I can't even see, or can I? Yeah, defense percent, I'm at plus 7%. Coins, I'm at 0.25. Cash, 0.6. I'm running a wave skip right now just to kind of see what it does for me. Yeah, these are the cards I have unlocked. You can see some are at 2 star, some are at 3 star. But yeah, nothing too exciting over here. How about you?
So I did go with a sixth card slot, just because I either had to have Fortress in or I had to have free upgrades in, when I only had 5. So I decided one more card slot would be more beneficial. This way I could have both in. And then obviously I got enemy balance in there. Have you still not unlocked it? Oh, you have enemy balance. You should definitely put enemy balance in there. That'll help with your coins a lot.
Wait, why do I not have enemy balance in?
Maybe because you don't have a sixth card slot.
Wait a second. I had enemy balance in.
You might have taken it out for wave skip because you said you just put wave skip in.
What am I doing? I think I took enemy balance out for the last tournament and never put it back in. What an idiot!
That could be a thing, yeah. But yeah, I've actually because I am able to collect gems more than you. I have a little bit more free time to check in on the tower. So I have pulled I pulled the 80 cards for the last event right at the end, and I pulled the 80 cards for this event already, and I'm still sitting at 11,000 gems. 1,100, not 11,000.
Yeah, I definitely, that's a big oversight on my part. I don't know how I have somehow missed enemy balance in there. Wow, I feel like an absolute idiot right now.
It's okay. Something you can fix real quick.
I mean, extra orbs also not really that important for me right now because I only have 2, or yeah, plus 1 extra, so I can get that out of there. But well, I cannot believe I have fumbled the bag that bad.
I mean, at least you caught it.
Oh well, I guess we can move on to the event now.
Yeah. You guys will notice I got like 370 medals right now. I'm almost at that the Thorns relic. I just need to finish, even if I was just to do the login and collect your free daily gems, I would still get the Thorns. I've been pumping these out pretty well, if I do say so myself.
Something I'll mention right away for us starting this series, the very first event that we're a part of, the increased thorns by 2% is actually really huge because for both of us, we're maxed out at 99% thorns, and in getting this right away, putting us at 101, anything that touches us is just going to die instantly. That's really huge.
Yeah, and then the fact that the boss is only going to have to touch us twice.
Especially for me.
Yeah, been pumping them out best I could. I obviously bought the balloon and the amusement park themes, and then I was able to get the golden background from last event just before it switched over. So I got that 0.8% multiplier, and then I also picked up one of the songs.
Yeah, that's where you're going to beat me for at least a little bit on the coin multiplier. I wasn't able to get either of them on the last one, I don't believe. I focused more on the stones because I had missed that tournament.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of why I think I'm a little bit above where you're at right now. It's because I bought 2 or even maybe 3 stones and not the background. But as you can see, I got 2 backgrounds right now. This one song here, and haven't spent any up here yet. So
yeah, I actually only picked up 1 of the stone boosts from the last event.
yeah, let me go ahead and check my themes really quick. I don't believe, yeah, balloon, amusement park, 1 music, and yeah, that's it.
Oh, and the fact I was able to unlock the shuriken from tier 1, hitting 2,500 waves. That's another thing.
Oh, yeah, that's also going to help your coin bonus.
Yeah, but
Nice.
then I got the New Year bonus background.
Oh, that's cool. That's not going to be around for another year. Dang it, you beat me there.
Yep. Alright, guys, I think that's pretty much going to wrap it up, though. Real quick, guys, I do want to give a shout out to Giga Gaming on YouTube. So if you remember in the last episode, we said we were only going to pick up the ad pack. Giga actually reached out to me saying that he wanted to sponsor the series, and he picked up both the starter pack and the epic pack for both of us. So I just wanted to say thank you so much, Giga. You guys should go check out his YouTube channel. And we actually did just create a new Discord called the Tower Sanctuary. It is a fairly eHP focused Discord, but everybody is welcome. We're going to do our best to make it a very wonderful place to be and talk in, kind of like Spartan server is currently. So I will be putting a link for that in the description of my video. I don't know if Sleek is going to do the same.
Yeah, for sure. I'll just need the link. I'll be more than happy to add it into the Discord. And yeah, huge shout out to Giga Gaming. I really do appreciate that. Wasn't expecting anyone to really show as much interest in the series as much as we've received in general. So that's been a huge blessing in disguise, is the amount of people that have actually shown interest and cared about this series. So glad we can be here for you guys, and especially Giga Gaming. Big shout out to you. Appreciate the packs there. That's absolutely wonderful, and I can't thank you enough.
Yeah, thank you so much, because you brought this from a probably 3 or 4 year series down to maybe like a 2-year series. So we very much appreciate it.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, at least just the 3 times here, you know, that's increasing our progress tenfold.
But that's pretty much going to wrap it up, guys. So I do hope you enjoyed the second episode of Glass Cannon versus eHP starter accounts.
Well, Xepher, I'm glad to be here talking with you. I'm glad to see the progress. Interesting to see how things change by the end of the month here. Look forward to talking to you soon. With that being said, guys, this has been Sleek.
And this is Xepher, signing out. Have a good one, guys.
Take it easy. Peace.
I rise from the dust, just a lonely tower standing. Every run I fall, but I'm stronger when I'm landing. Got the coins in my bag, upgrade stacking like power. Every tier that I climb, I build the ultimate tower. From the first to the last, every moment I devour. This is the grind. This is the ultimate tower.